The Canadian is Canada's most iconic train, being a 4-day and 4-night ride across the country from Toronto to Vancouver. But we're still on the train from Montreal, because in case you missed it, last week we were watching the sunset from my new favorite place in Canada, before recovering a research buoy in the St. Lawrence River and comparing the history of rail to the future of light metro. Which brings us here to, well, on board a Via Rail train in business class from Montreal to Toronto. Well, we're alongside Lake Ontario, which means we have arrived in our 6th province out of 10. Welcome to Ontario. Canada is known for being a very northern country, but this week I'm taking you to Canada's most southern point. This is Ontario. I'm Michael, and this is DownieLive Travels by Train. Wow, such a grand station to come back to. Arriving back in the big city. Now, we just so happen to have a few extra days until we can board the Canadian, so let's see what Ontario has to offer. And I think because Canada is such a northern country, that our first stop has to be to go find the most southern point in Canada. Hello! You must be Clayton.
I am. How's it going, man?
Good, I'm Mike. Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Who's this?
Wilson?
Hi, Wilson.
He's a good boy.
Hi, Will. You are a good boy. You gonna show us around today?
Oh, he likes it.
Pelee Island is the only municipality that is approved to have golf carts on the city streets, and that's mostly because of the ferry. How did you end up at Pelee Island?
My mom was born here in 1920.
Really?
My grandma in 1880. William McCormick, that bought the island from the Indians, that was my great-great-grandfather.
Wow. So you are a direct descendant of the first white settler to buy the island.
Yeah, there's others here on the island. I'm not the only one.
No, yeah. This is what we're here for. We're here, and we're going here. Or here. It's called Fish Point, but it's actually more well known for its birds, hence why it's a nature park. This is a great way to stretch the legs after all the sitting we've done on a train recently. Look at this! This could be anywhere. This is a beautiful destination. Oh, this is it! Look at this! This is Pelee Island, and this is Canada's most southern point. Not really, actually. This is Canada's most southern inhabited point, because there are residents that live here in Pelee Island. That island over there is called Middle Island. It's also Canadian, and that is the most southern point. But it's a bird reserve and no humans can go there. So this is the furthest anyone can go in Canada south. The birds, however, could go to that island and be further south. Now, I'll be honest with you, I only came here because it has the great title of Canada's most southern point. I wouldn't normally put Bird Nature Park at the top of my destination list, but because it is Canada's most southern point, I'm here. So I always recommend just pick a destination. It doesn't matter if the place has a cool title or whatever reason you've chosen it for. It's all about the journey, not necessarily the destination. And if you want to, this is a great spot to do your slow motion beach runs.
It's gotta be against the law to look this damn good. Cause baby, I feel real good and I wish I would. It's gotta be against the law to look this damn good. Everybody watch out. Watch out.
So Clayton, where are we? What is Vinvilla?
Vinvilla is North America's most historically significant viticultural site. It was the first commercial winery in Canada, first place in Canada to ever make champagne back when you called champagne.
It was a big winery, but it caught fire and is now, kind of stands in ruins, yeah.
I want to give you guys something. 1878 at the World's Fair, back when Europeans snubbed their nose at wines from the New World, it won the bronze medallion, third best wine in the world, effectively putting winemaking on this continent on the map for the first time. These are replicas that we had made for the first 3,000 visitors here.
Oh, wow.
I'll give you guys that. This is exact bronze to the same size and everything that we could find of the Paris.
So this is
the
like
medallion, the bronze medallion that won at the World's Fair.
Wow. He's got one with your initial on it, Will, W for Will, and an M for Michael. So we're now headed down into the cellar of what is the most important viticulture site in North America.
This took 3 years to do by hand.
Wow. Look at the VV handles on that.
Fire comes out of these.
Oh,
we have fire coming out of those.
Yeah.
And the light of the different colors and the fire, it's insane. It's so cool down here.
Wow. Wow. This might be the most incredible room I've ever seen. Look at this. Could you imagine having dinner at this table? Hey, Will, can you pass the salt, please?
What? I can't hear you.
Can you pass the salt and the pepper?
I can't hear you. It's too far.
I can't hear you.
We gotta downsize.
It's almost too far. It's not quite. It's a 48-foot long table. As soon as I walked in, I was so wowed by this room that I forgot that this is North America's most important wine cellar. It's obviously not being used as a wine cellar at the moment, but the room is still incredibly spectacular. Clayton, Vinvilla is an incredible place. Thank you for restoring it for all Canadians and anyone else that wants to come see it here at Pelee Island. But I think you'll be getting a call from me someday to come rent out that room downstairs.
You're more than welcome.
The cellar. All right.
Hope you enjoyed it. You're welcome.
See you later. I'm speaking specifically to you, Ontario. If you're not already visiting Pelee Island for your summer vacation, I don't know where you're going, because you should be coming here. Now, as you move across Canada, whether by rail, plane, boat, or road, there is one agency in charge of all of it. I'm of course talking about Transport Canada. So we're now here in the Transport Canada. Oh my goodness. Look at this. These are their fixed wing simulators, but we're here to be in a rotary wing simulator, helicopter. Wow. Wow, this is it. This is the brand new helicopter simulator for the Canadian Coast Guard. Can't wait to show you inside. It's incredible. It costs tens of millions of dollars to design, construct, and install it here. But it will save countless lives, which makes it priceless. Kind of like boarding the space shuttle. Like we go across the gangplank, this stays here, and we'll be just kind of suspended in air out here.
If you start to feel sick, let us know.
I don't want to ruin your new piece of machinery like that. This is so cool. So we have the control center here. Caitlin, you'll be running this. I've been very nice to you, just remember that all day so far. And then this is the cockpit, and it's the exact same size cockpit as the full-size regular helicopter.
Yes.
Because this is an electromechanical motion system, we need to disconnect the gangplank and lift it away so the simulator can move freely.
But where would you like to go?
I'd like to try a realistic flight, so we'll start at a lighthouse. The Coast Guard normally does is bring supplies to a lighthouse, as well as landing on icebreaker ships to bring supplies or personnel. So the exercise we're doing is totally normal, and nothing will happen to us, Caitlin. We're in good hands. Yeah. Mario gave me a quick walkthrough of what I need to know, and with my overconfidence, well, I think I'm ready to give it a go. Surprisingly, taking off and pulling away felt like it came pretty easily to me. The benefit is being able to train pilots in dangerous situations without putting the helicopter, or probably more importantly, the pilots at risk. This feels like we're moving, but to think that we're floating inside a single room is boggling my mind. However, I did a quick loop around and, well, let's just say landing is a lot more difficult than taking off.
If you start to feel sick, let us know.
Okay, wow. All right, I'm feeling sick. I'll let you take over. You have control. Now, I know I don't have any helicopter experience, but I couldn't manage a simple hover, and yet Mario here is demonstrating how they have to land on a moving icebreaker, which is a normal occurrence in daily Canadian Coast Guard operations. Would you say this is one of the most difficult landings?
Especially in rough seas like it is simulated right now, that it is a challenging task, yes.
Canadian Coast Guard helicopter pilots really do have to operate in some of the harshest weather conditions in the world, which Caitlin quickly demonstrated for us. Yeah, here comes the storm. Thanks a lot, Caitlin. Yeah, but Caitlin wasn't done with us quite yet. Caitlin just cut one of our engines, but it's okay. It's just a simulation. Nobody panic! Because this isn't a video game, but in fact, a piece of high-tech training equipment, they can simulate all sorts of things, like people in the water, as if you were searching for them.
Look at your right, we got a moose going uphill.
Oh, look at that. Did you do that, Caitlin? Yeah. Those are the Canadian details that we have for the Canadian Coast Guard. To make it as realistic as possible, we can add a moose. It feels really good to be back on solid ground, but this is also made by a Canadian company. So Canadian technology preparing the Canadian Coast Guard. Speaking of which, let's go to a search and rescue base on the Great Lakes. Now, I know in the last two episodes in Quebec and in Prince Edward Island, we went out with the Coast Guard into their vessels to see how they train and maintain their equipment and their skills, but we haven't actually seen a base yet. It stands out, the red really makes it look like a Coast Guard station.
They tried to sort of make it look like a ship, and if you're far enough away...
I noticed. Yeah. This is Lee. Will you show us around?
I will.
Okay.
All right.
So how do the shifts work here? Are you guys on 24 hours a day here?
Yeah, we live here for 2 weeks.
So you have your own gym?
And then this is our ready room. My crew's on this side, the other crew's on that side.
It's like the all-star team locker room. Everything's ready.
But when we actually get the dock, the idea is that the dock's going to be right there and the boat's going to be essentially where that is now.
That's about as close as you can get.
And then the CO and the deckhand sort of hang out in here, as you can tell.
They don't even look up at us. They're working so hard.
And then you walk through, you have the dining room, living room. The view is actually pretty good, you have to admit that.
You do have to admit the view is pretty good.
Then we have a good-sized kitchen, actually. There's 2 or 3 people can work in here pretty easily.
The all-important question is, who's the best chef?
Yeah, I don't know that yet.
I can hear them over there saying it's
Then
them.
apparently it's Rachel. We'll leave it at Rachel then. How about that?
Okay. Too bad I didn't show up at dinner time. Can we see upstairs a bit?
Yep.
Laundry
Laundry.
room. We have bedrooms. The door's closed. I'm not going to show you inside.
This is our spare. There's 5 bedrooms.
And this is the spare bedroom.
Yep.
You got desk, TV, window, bed, closet.
And then there's 2 bathrooms. They're actually pretty big.
Oh, that's a great shower with a view of the penitentiary right here. Is there a deck out here?
Yes, that's open.
Oh, now we're talking. Work-centric, work first, with a couple of rooms up here to make sure you guys are comfortable. But we don't want you too comfortable. We want you to stay alert. Seems like you guys have a great base here. Sounds like you put it to good use. And thanks for the tour.
You're welcome.
Now, one of the things about traveling is that life doesn't change. You still have required stuff to do, like laundry, which is perfect because this episode is sponsored by True Earth. Now, I partnered with True Earth on this whole series because we're trying to reduce plastic from the household in a number of different ways. But I discovered them through their laundry products. The True Earth Eco Strips. We all admit no one likes doing laundry, but we all have to do it. So why not reduce some plastic and save the earth while you're at it? I'm even doing Will's laundry. Simply tear it open, pull out your Eco Strip, tear it in half. 1 Eco Strip for a normal load, 2 for a big load. I love them because the packaging is incredibly compact and easy for me to carry with me while traveling compared to a liquid detergent. Also, there's no plastic involved in the packaging. This is 100% recyclable or even compostable. But they have all sorts of products that help reduce plastic in the household, including these laundry dryer balls. These are made with premium organic New Zealand wool. Pop them in the dryer with your wet clothes and let them fluff everything up and dry them nice and evenly. So we'll all have to buy laundry detergent again anyway, so why not from a growing Canadian company that's trying to save the planet. So if you want to check them out, there's a link in the description down below, and if you use discount code DownieLive, it'll get you 10% off. So thank you, True Earth, for sponsoring this series. Now, before we head off to Union Station, let's make a quick stop at the Matahokie farm for Tagwagi, the autumn festival at Indigenous Experiences. Let me show you around and what it's all about. This is a new gathering place in Ottawa's Greenbelt for both residents and visitors to learn about and celebrate Algonquin and Anishinaabe history and culture through an authentic Indigenous lens. As we walk in, we're met with a traditional dance taking place, but after the day we've had, I am definitely hungry and looking for something to eat and drink. Sorry, what are you brewing?
So it's a cedar wildberry chai tea. I got blueberry, blackberry, raspberry, strawberry, cinnamon, star anise, cardamom, clove, and black peppercorn.
Holy.
So there's a lot of things going on in there.
Yeah.
I knew flavors in my head what I was gonna get, but I didn't know I was gonna get this and a business out of it as well.
Oh, really?
So it's so good that it had to be brought out to the masses.
And so you're brewing it right here,
bottling
it here, and then I can go buy one right there.
Right over there.
Wow, cedar wildberry tea brewed, well, not tea, chai, you were saying?
Chai tea, yeah. And I call it Tree Teas Brewing. So you never want to break one, right? Because we don't like broken treaties.
That's very good. So for the meals, you have a choice between buffalo, elk, or rabbit sausages, or smoked trout. I've gone with the elk. And I'm going to start with the hot corn soup. On a cold day like today, this is exactly what you want. Wow, there's so many flavors in that. And they've made the bannock kind of more like a dessert with cinnamon sugar on it. It's kind of like a mini donut, but dare I say, better? It's so soft and gooey on the inside, crispy on the outside. That's delicious. But perhaps my favorite part of the festival is getting to meet the Ojibwe spirit horses. They are an indigenous breed and they were an endangered species until someone rescued the last 4 mares, and they've been reproducing. Now there's about 150 of them left, and well, they have a few of them here. Hi. They're really sweet. Don't eat my hand. What a fantastic way to experience fall, or Tagwagi here. There was so much to do. What a great day. And Indigenous Experiences here is a new seasonal space where they'll be putting on festivals all throughout the year. And so, after a great afternoon celebrating Tagwagi, it's time for us to head to Union Station to finally catch our train. Oh, nice quiet Sunday morning in Toronto means one thing. We're boarding the Canadian. This has been a bucket list train for me to ride for ages because I live in Vancouver at the end of the line. When I was ready to go buy a ticket and go ride it for the first time, COVID hit and they stopped the train. So after about 10 months, it's up and running again. Now it's our time to ride. Because today's trip is 36 hours, we've put our luggage on board in the baggage car, so we don't have it with us. We are sleeping and riding in the sleeper car, which means we get to go to the business lounge. Oh, I've always wondered what this is like. We're just picking our meal options. We can sit at the first sitting or the second sitting for lunch and dinner. We've opted for the second. We're late eaters. I think I've said this before, but I'm not really used to traveling fancy like this. It's quite comfortable. Here we go. Oh. So this is the Canadian. This train runs between Toronto all the way to Vancouver. If you rode it straight, it would take you 5 days. Now we're not doing that. We're gonna get on and off in each major city to continue showing you the unique things that each province offers across Canada. I know this video is halfway in this series, but we're not halfway down the trip yet. Geographically, next episode is when we hit the halfway point across Canada. It's a big country. Now the nice thing that's just happened to Will and I is we've been put in the second last car on the train, and the last car is the parked car. Okay, first things first, let's find our room. Oh wow. Do you want A or C, Will?
I'll do A.
Okay, you're gonna get right there. Wow, I've never been in one of these. I did not know what to expect. Okay, first impressions, I love the old school touches. These cars were made in the 1950s, 1960s. They have been retrofitted, but things like these switches, the leather pouch, the vintage artwork, the old fan. It just has such a nostalgic feel about it. 2 seats, you position them any way you'd like. Let's put them by the window. Toiletries, towels, things you might need here. Sink, that covers the sink so you can use it for stuff or you can have it. And I'll call it a toilet. I won't even call it a bathroom. We'll call it a toilet. So we won't do a bathroom tour. I think you get it. Storage space for your bags up here. I mean, really. What more do you need? Well, it'd be nice if this view would change. That's better. Now we're moving. Actually, I want to see the CN Tower.
Where's the CN Tower?
How about this? In the dome car, under the CN Tower. And with that, we're officially off, baby. We're on our way to Winnipeg. So I've found a couple here that are just as excited as I am, and we're all sitting at the very front of the dome car. If we're gonna be riding together, I should introduce myself. I'm Michael. What are your names? Michael. Yeah. I'm Michael. Oh, I knew I liked you. That was easy. And how about yourself? Karen. Karen. Well, pleasure to meet you both. Thank you. Okay, so let me show you the parked car. This is the very last car on the train. It's the silver bullet, as they call it, the dome car. And on it has a bar with a lovely little seating area. But what's really nice is what's at the back, because this is the lounge seating area. Here's Andy chilling out. Lovely seating area, windows all around, and the best view of the tracks. This is where I like to hang out, but of course the dome car offers the best views. So we just got called to our meal time. It's now lunch, and this is the first train since COVID to start operating with the hot meals again. So I'm excited to try them. Because our car is all the way at the back of the train, we have to walk 3 or 4 cars forward to get to the dining room. Oh wow, this is beautiful. Look at the etching in the glass behind you. Look at the stitched seats. This is a lot nicer than I expected. White linen tablecloth. Look at the detail on the silverware. Fancy. Lunch starts with soup, and we've both ordered dark ales from Winnipeg, because that's where we're headed. Very nice. Pulled pork sandwich, view of the lake. I knew I liked this train, but now it's confirmed when there's dessert for lunch. And it's 2 scoops. What else do we have to do on this thing? Well, nothing. So we might as well eat dessert. Just enjoy the trip.
Okay, you don't need a good
Isn't that
answer.
right, Will?
Okay, thanks. It's a lot to do.
You want to get involved in?
Yeah, it's a lot more to do than eat dessert.
Yep. Oh my god.
I'll show you. Okay, knock knock.
Who's there?
2.
To who?
To whom?
Nice.
Knock knock.
Come in. Do I know how the
Get in
joke
here.
goes?
You stay in here for the rest of the trip.
Are you having fun?
I'm having fun. Sure, I'm having fun.
I feel like I'm in the landscape. You know, not like I'm just looking at it. I feel like I'm in it.
Is your mouth stuck to the thing?
You broke it. We've been waiting here for a little while because we have to share tracks with freight trains. But the nice thing is when you're waiting and you have no cell service, you start to chat with your neighbors. So we've got Joanne and Ken there. We've got Andy here and Michael and Karen up front. Of course, Will. Yeah, another one.
Kidding. I think you made that up.
Is this a stop where we can get out?
It is, yes.
We are in a town I've never been to before. This is Capreol, Ontario. It's a crew change and a refuel spot. And it's a fresh air spot for us. They're enjoying their dinner in there. We'll be in there shortly, but they're in the first seating. This is what a great group there. This is a place in Canada I would never ever visit if it wasn't for the train. But the nice thing is the train actually services small communities like this. People are loading construction equipment onto the train because that's how you get goods in and out. So while this just feels like a fuel stop, it's kind of more important to the small towns. I'm coming! I'm coming, Janet! Don't leave without me! Janet just told me I don't have to run. If I'm here, they won't leave without me. But look at that sunset we're headed towards. All right, time for dinner. Now we're seated here for dinner. You saw Andy in the background earlier.
Hey.
He's visiting from Switzerland, chose to take the train across Canada. Now we've become friends. Cheers.
Cheers.
Yeah. Can we talk about how much cutlery there is here? I don't eat at fancy enough restaurants to experience this many cutleries. Cutleries? Thank you, Jeff. What a plate. Bon appetit.
You ordered the trout, you said.
No, you did. Veal on a train for dinner. I have to say, this is a lot better than the boxed meal we had the other day. I'm happy they have the kitchen up and running again. Look at this. This is a restaurant meal. Dessert, red velvet cake, and you got salted caramel cheesecake. When you're on the train and they offer you dessert, you get the dessert. It's okay, Will. Mr.
Fine, I'll have it. Life is hard on the train.
I don't want to keep saying this, but why would you want to travel any other way? Why would you fly, skip over all of Canada, and miss out on traveling like this?
It being my first time doing a real train trip, I do have to admit, experiences like these really are great.
And this is what happens to our room after dinner. How cozy does this look? Oh, I'll just be looking out the window. This looks so inviting. I'm exhausted. Well, this has been a bucket list trip and it has not disappointed. But tomorrow we arrive in Manitoba, which means it's a new episode. So let's watch that teaser. Next week in Manitoba, things get turned upside down before we visit a $1 million Nordic spa and try throwing stones in Western Canada's oldest curling club. And it wouldn't be DownieLive Travels by Train in Canada without continuing on the Canadian. I'm Michael, and I don't know where I'm going next, but I know I want you there with me. So thanks for joining me on DownieLive Travels by Train. I'll see you next week.